start with actually Jarvis and Zac. How much more fun is it to prepare coming off a win than a loss?
You got it.
It's a lot more fun. I feel like it's more energy around the team. And then, Zac.
I don't know. It's great having a win last week, but at the same time, you know, we're on to the next week and trying to get another win this week against Moorhead. So same approach as far as preparation and trying to get better each day and you know, getting prepared.
One more head coach, a team that has struggled a little bit, and they've given up a lot of points. Obviously, you watched a little bit of film on them, and are you seeing things again that other teams have been able to exploit? Either passing or running the ball.
Well, one of the things, they're playing a lot of young guys. About 85% of their top 20 guys that play defensively for them are freshmen or sophomores, and so they're playing a lot of young football players. I know they've gotten better as the season's progressed, but when you're playing a lot of young guys, the adjustments that you want to make in a game and just the cohesion that you want to have on the field isn't always there as kids are learning how to do their job and do it well. So I think that's been a challenge for them. But I think in terms of schematics and things that we can do, we want to maintain what we were able to start last week in terms of having a physical downhill running game. We want to be able to spread the ball between a variety of pass catchers. There's some things that I think we can attack defensively that they do, and getting the ball down the field. So we had a good day of practice yesterday. They gave us a good start to this week's work. So there's definitely some things we can do offensively.
Out here for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. Technical difficulties. We're good.
They're able to put points on the board, though, even though they're allowing a lot. What do you prepare for defensively?
Well, they do move the ball really well. They're a quick game, screens, all those things. They're very efficient that way. Their quarterback gets the ball out of his hand quickly. Their quarterback run game is difficult to handle. They've had two guys play for them. Hodge, who had been playing throughout the year, got hurt, and then their backup came in last week and did some good things too. So they've got a good system, and they've got a system that allows them to play to their strengths, and they're really good at what they do. There's other teams that we've faced with these real great, good-looking athletes, and Moorhead has some very good athletes too, but Moorhead's really good at what they do, and it starts with their quarterback distributing the ball and then being solid in that run game, and those are two things we really got to slow down.
Zac, how does it feel, and Jarvis as well, I know you're on to a new game, but going through the stretch that you went through and keeping that mental focus of what you're trying to accomplish in your game plan and each play, and then being now finally rewarded with that win last week. Is it difficult to stay on a plan when it looks like at times it's not going the way you'd like it to go?
I mean, I wouldn't say any of those first few weeks were easy, but at the same time, we're all competitors and we're all athletes, and we're here for a reason. That's to compete every single week. So as far as they might not have been the funnest weeks, but it was never a drag to get out of bed and go to meetings, or drag to go to practice. I mean, we have to focus as athletes to get better every day, and so that never wavered through that stretch at all for me.
Jarvis.
I mean, at times it was hard, but then you think about you got to do the extra things to be the better team. The little things was going to make you a lot better. So we had a couple close games at first, but we came out, worked harder and harder, and we got a W. So the extra work is needed to win. So if that's what it's going to take, then I'm glad they accept the challenge.
Zac, you were able to find a handful of receivers on Saturday. Can you talk about the importance of that and trying to take that forward into the games coming up?
Yeah, no, it was great to spread the ball around a little bit. I think it just speaks to the amount of depth we have on our team as far as skill players that can make plays. And definitely makes the defense's job harder, having to account for all of those guys and not just one or two. So definitely trying to keep that going and being efficient as we move the ball and spreading the ball around, scoring points. I mean, it's the same of the game, right? So.
Coach and Jarvis, obviously you guys did a great job of moving the ball well on the ground for the first time really this year. Looking back on the film, what made you guys so successful? Was it just having a little bit more health and just cohesiveness to the line and running backs and that sort of thing, or what kind of was it?
Well, I'll let you answer that first, Jarvis, and
Okay.
I'll answer.
Well, yeah, like you said, I'm healthier, and then the O-line played a great game. I think that was one of their best games offensively that they played together. So those guys pretty much did all the work, and I just ran behind them.
You know, it's something we've been committed to throughout the year is running the ball, and we haven't altered our practice plan in terms of how many reps we get in the run game. We have just continued to press forward on that as much as we possibly can. I'm a big believer in having a plan and sticking to it, and so I think we've done that offensively. And last week it finally came together, later than we wanted it to, but it did come together, and it came together the way that we would hope for that, meaning you know, for Jarvis's part and Moti, who got a lot of playing time too, they pressed the line of scrimmage, they brought blocks to the O-linemen, so they helped the O-line. The O-line was physical down the field, they finished plays off. Our receivers on a number of those plays were down the field throwing blocks too, so you know, all parts considered, it was certainly the most complete game that our team had played in terms of the running game, and it was good for all of us to have that actually happen because we have put a ton of emphasis on it.
Coach, can you talk about the success on the defensive side of the ball on Saturday? You guys caused 7 turnovers. Just making sure that is a trend going forward. Yeah,
you know, that's something we've emphasized also, creating extra possessions for the offense and the need to do that. I mean, college football is such a big momentum game, and when you're able to force turnovers, you just generate such a significant portion of momentum on your own side. So 7 times in one game is huge. We got them through interceptions, we got them on tipped passes, we got them on forced fumbles. I mean, they created them in every way that you could possibly do. And when you do that, it just builds that, again, that momentum, and it gets everybody feeling like whatever I do is going to go well. And so the confidence really grew, and that really snowballed in a positive way for us on game day.
Yeah, and to expand on that, I know you guys had the 8 sacks or whatever it was. What did you see from your defensive line? And even a couple of those interceptions or like Thomas Price just pressuring real hard and then
right.
forcing the ball.
Well, we had the sacks that you mentioned, but we also had a number of quarterback hurries and knockdowns and pressures, and all those things add up, and they add up for a quarterback for sure. And so as we were able to do that, it allowed our secondary to play with more confidence because they knew that ball was going to have to come out fast, so they knew, you know, that they could play aggressively because the ball was going to be coming quickly. And so again, it all tied together. Now for the defensive line and the pressure portion to what you were talking about, we had some good pressure schemes dialed up, and we were able to get home on that quarterback, you know, far more than you'd even expect going into a game. Guys came free, and when you blitz and pressure quarterbacks, you need some guys to tie up blocks and to try to set somebody free. So there's some selflessness tied to that, and we definitely had that on game day.